Hey, what's going on? More things to take into consideration regarding the Madison, Wisconsin shooting. I hate that this really even happened, but you saw the last video I did, and I saw a video from NBC5, and I kind of want to react to it. So let's go on ahead and talk about it. Here we go. All right, so this video and others are authorized pursuant to Title 17, United States Code, Section 107, United States Copyright Law for fair use, criticism, teaching. Again, I'm not a lawyer, and this is not legal advice. It's simply just criticism and instruction, teaching, lecturing, all that great stuff. It's for commentary purposes, educational purposes. So let's go on ahead and dive into it. So there was more information released on the Madison, Wisconsin shooting situation where a 15-year-old girl walked into the study hall and discharged a semi-automatic or a pistol, taking the lives of two people, including her own life. Others were injured in the situation that took place. So let's go on ahead and take a look at this video, and then I'm going to provide some reaction to it. And please share this, like this, whatever the case may be. Let's go on ahead and dive into it. Here we go.
Starting with the latest in Madison, Wisconsin. New details in the shooting from yesterday. Just this afternoon, police and city officials held a news conference, and here is what we know right now. 2 of the 6 people that were hurt are still in critical condition. Police say it was a second-grade teacher.
Struggle streaming. All right. Struggle streaming. I got nothing. What's going on, James? And now the comments are slow to pop on the screen. This is great. Maybe I'm not supposed to talk about it. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, we're here. Yeah, I got nothing. It's struggle streaming. So I don't know. How are you guys doing? You said no armed police in school, no metal detector. Taking a minute for the comments to even pop up. No armed police officer in school, no metal detector. They said they don't need them. Bad mistake. I agree. I think that the school heavily failed these kids. Most of these school incidents, I do believe, are taking place due to some form of harassment, intimidation, or bullying. I agree with that too. I do. Let me see if I can start this over.
Starting with the latest in Madison, Wisconsin. New details in the shooting from yesterday. Just this afternoon, police and city officials held a news conference, and here is what we know right now. 2 of the 6 people that were hurt are still in critical condition. Police say it was a second-grade teacher who called 911, not a student, as they said yesterday. They say that other schools in Madison have unfortunately been targeted by bogus swatting calls today. That's when someone calls 911 falsely claiming that there's a threat at a certain location, usually drawing a large police response. And police say determining a motive behind yesterday's shooting is...
Here we go. What's going on, Roxy? How are you? I don't know. Maybe it's a streaming thing. Maybe it's an internet thing. I don't know. This is a good video that I watched. And I guess it's just struggle streaming shit. I don't know. That's what happens when you have to rely on other people's stuff. And I don't know. Maybe it could be my internet service. Fuck, I don't know. No armed security could result in a lawsuit for failure to provide security. I look at it like this. If I were a parent at that school, and I really hope this video plays, because they had some comments from some people here. This is BS. This is BS. They had some comments from some people in this video. This was a good one. This is some bullshit. Maybe it's just the wrong time. I don't know. You said spirit-led defense. You said you
is their top priority today. Killing
Struggle streaming again. Maybe it's just a bad time. That could be it. And I don't know why I'm on the other side of the doggone screen. That could be it. Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. That could be it. All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. All right. Let's try it again. Here we go.
In Madison, Wisconsin. Victims today, their names have still not been released.
The shooting has devastated so many in Madison. Our Lexi Suter was there today to hear from them about the impact this tragedy has left on their lives.
Good afternoon. There is a memorial on the sidewalk across the street right outside Abundant Life Christian School, and it is growing. We have seen people come here today paying their respects, laying candles and flowers, and many asking the question, why? How could it happen here in Madison?
It's surprising.
Bus driver Camilla Reynolds and some of her co-workers made a stop at the Abundant Life Christian School, the school that so quickly turned into a tragic crime scene Monday morning.
This is a good town. And for something to happen like this up here, I ain't never been to a town or a city where none like this happened at.
Together through.
Now I gotta ask a question. You already know me. Ma'am, you ain't never been to a town where stuff like this happens. Like, we got violence all up and down the Black community. All up and down the Black community. Now, all right, in fairness, maybe she's not from the Black community. Maybe she lives in a community that is mixed or whatever the case may be. And she might be able to say that's, I don't know. But you get what I'm saying, though, right? I don't know. What's up, Maine Thomas? What's going on, you all? All right, let's continue to watch this.
Through fellowship and through prayer.
It'll be okay. Amen.
They say they're here to offer support and to make sure the student body, staff, and their families don't feel isolated in their grief and their trauma.
This was a tragic loss, senseless, but, they got a lot of support here. They are not alone through this situation.
That sentiment was shared today by Madison's chief of police and mayor at an afternoon press briefing, where the pair vowed to offer the necessary means to help this school community heal.
This is a hurting and haunting situation, and the many survivors will need our continued support, and we pledge to give them that in the days, months, and even years ahead.
We will never be the same, but we will get through this together.
What? Here's the question. I got a problem with this. What do you mean you'll never be the same? Death is a part of life. What do you mean you'll never be the same? It's not your fault that this school decided not to have metal detectors and security officers or armed personnel to stop active shootings, especially in the wake of so many media pictured and shown as situations of school violence. You see what I'm saying? This is not new. In fact, it's getting worse. And in the wake of the Nashville Christian school, or whatever that school is, shooting, which you thought your school was different? Because we've got God on our side. We will never be the same. Why is it that adults and political authority figures and people, especially, why do they over catastrophize things. We'll never be the same. You sure about this? Yeah, we actually will be the same, because America has a history with violence. We create terrorists. We don't do right by children. We don't do right by the least of these. And then we expect those who have money to all of a sudden look down and reach out when there are things that we could do in our community, like to have volunteers from the school be there and be willing to protect the children using a firearm. That's an abstract concept. Well, that not abstract, but that's a hard concept. Is that hard? What are you talking about? We will never be the same, but we will get through this. Yeah, you will, because life does go on. Like thoughts and prayers to the victim, but this did not have to happen. You do understand that, right? Like a metal detector and some prevention could have intercepted this girl bringing this gun into the school. I am sure that she didn't bring it through some special means. I'm sure she didn't bring. What do you all sound off in the comments? What do you think? Did she bring the gun into the school through some special means? You think see, that's the problem with adults. Adults are funny. You think these kids are stupid. And these kids show you time and time again that they're not stupid. They're actually very, very skilled. I don't want to say smart. They're very skilled. They pay attention to you. They pay attention to the weaknesses. They pay attention to, oh, this teacher is fat. This teacher isn't going to be able to catch me. Oh, Miss Johnson, she's too busy smoking. She coughs all the time and her lungs are filled with a variety of different things. She ain't going to be able to catch me. Oh, Mr. Sklarowitz, he's got that big boot on his left shoe. So he does the left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. There's no way he's going to be able to hobble after my ass. He can't even catch me during recess. Most of these teachers are lazy. They're not paying attention. They're not this, they're not that. Man, it'll be easy to get in there. Like these kids are extremely skilled. And in some that are quick-witted, smart. What are we doing here? Let's keep watching.
Right now, our full focus is on caring for those impacted. First and foremost, the victims and their families, the Abundant Life students and educators, our first responders.
As of now, there is no word on when this school will reopen. This was supposed to be the final week of classes before a long holiday break. One mother I did speak with says that day, when she has to send her students back inside, will be a tough one. Reporting from Madison.
No, it will not be a tough one. Depending upon how the kids' Christmas was, do you really think after the kids getting what they really want for Christmas and all the things that's going to take place at your respective homes, that these kids are going to walk back into the school thinking about the shooting? Yeah, if the adults bring it back up, sure, the kids are going to think about it if the adults bring it back up. And you know that politicians and teachers are not going to let a tragedy go to waste. You know Welcome to Abundant Life Christian School. We would like to have all the teachers and staff stand up and bow their heads. And let's have a moment of silence for those who lost their life. The kids weren't even thinking about that. The kids are ready to have fun. Kids are ready to move on. Well, maybe the younger kids are ready to move on. The older kids, okay, yeah, they'll have some thoughts, but are you gonna Thank you for coming to Abundant Life Christian School. We would like to apologize to all of the students and staff here for not having the appropriate school measures in place so that something like this would not happen. We'd like to apologize to the Abundant Life Christian School community for failing you all. Do you think they're going to apologize for that? Nope. What are they going to do? Blame the 15-year-old girl, demonize her, because that's Christian-like, right? That's Christian. Didn't Jesus say suffer the little children to come unto me. Suffer the little children to come unto me. But you all are not protecting them. How ironic that life was taken at a school called Abundant Life. I come that you might have life more abundantly, but you can't protect them in the school called Abundant Life. That's the irony in that. Let's continue.
Madison, Lexi Suter, NBC5 News.
Certainly understandable.
NBC5 Investigates Bennett Haberly is joining us now. Bennett, you spoke to a father today whose son was just down the hall from when the shots rang out and heard that shooting.
That's right, Alex, right across the hall. The parent I spoke to, Tim Lumen, says his 5th grade son was in a classroom right across the hall when he heard those gunfire erupt.
As my son explained it, he heard gunshots. They all did. And immediately the teachers told everyone to get down and locked the door, barricaded it, and they just got into a corner together and stayed there for quite a while until.
Now, I heard these kids performed very, very well under the circumstances because at least they do the drills where they, run, hide, fight type thing, the Alice training. I heard these kids perform very well. So shouts out to the kids for performing well in this situation. Now, Alpha Hoss, you ask a very important question. Why are Ken, I want to read your comment, but I'm not. Ken, I can't laugh about this, but why are all these incidents happening in the suburbs that are supposed to be safe? Ah, yes, the sense of false security. Nothing bad will ever happen here. We have good children. Absolutely. And that's why they're happening there. That is why they are happening there. That is why they are happening there. Trash Man, you said they need to work on mental health as a big thing. I know you did. They need to work on mental health as a big thing. Is mental health, not guns, mental health. You know what? It's not even mental health. It's not even mental health because mental health gets weaponized. In my humble quasi-expert, I don't want to say expert, but in my professional education and experienced opinion, it's not even mental health. I think that mental health gets blamed for rude, inconsiderate people who are around children, aka parents, teachers, other people. Let's go to it. I'm going to put this up here because we're going to have this conversation like I'm lecturing you all on early childhood education because that's important, okay? You all hear me talk about Yuri Bronfenbrenner's micro of early childhood education so you can see kind of the things that I'm talking about because, people want to blame stuff on mental health so quickly. When I mean quickly, I mean so quickly because it's an easy scapegoat. First, it's guns because those are inanimate objects that obviously can't vote, can't do anything back, can't even speak for themselves. The Second Amendment community become the advocates for the guns because it isn't the guns, things like that. It's a lot of other things that, cause these situations to come to place. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a lecture in this space so you can understand what I'm talking about when I talk about, here we go. That's what I wanted to put on this screen right here. Good. So here we go. But so when I'm talking about, sorry, put on screen. There we go. Good. So this is Yuri Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. Sound off in the comments if you can see this clearly. Hopefully you can. So we start in the beginning where it says youth, refugees, student, things like that. And then we have several different systems. You have your microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. And this is stuff that is taught in early childhood education, in human growth and development classes and stuff like that. So in a child's microsystem, you have your family, health services, religious organizations, neighborhood student services, peer schools. These are the direct things that are in the microsystem of what immediately and frequently affects what a child is exposed to frequently, over and over, over and over, and over and over again, right? And if these microsystems are messed up, right, then it could affect the child's growth and development, right? Because we are the collections of 5 things: our needs, experiences, motivations, habits, and education. You know, we're the collection of what we see. You look at Piaget's theory of cognitive development, right? It's sensory motor. Our brain is developing, but we sense things and we do things. We're trying to make, our brain is collecting information as we're developing. Neurons are forming, myelination, a variety of different things. And so if our microsystems are messed up, right, because the family, right, you're first born into this world, your first interaction with any human trusted person, your parents and things of that nature. And so if your parents are ignorant, they could be loving, they could be caring, they could really love you, like really, really love you, but know nothing about child development, know nothing about, you know, human growth and development, know nothing about reading and things of that nature, know nothing about the brain science and a variety of different things that affect a child in their development during the, yes, no good doctrine, you know, no good sense of morality, you know, a lot, if your parents are ignorant, and then in certain cultures, willfully ignorant, like when you come from a culture where they say there's no manual for parenting, and there are plenty of manuals and things like that to teach you about children and the science of children and how they develop in the science of humans. When you have ignorant parents who are stuck in their traumas or their adverse childhood experiences and teenage experiences, and they are looking to create a child so that they are not alone in this world because everybody else has walked away, but the children are mine, so they're here to stay. You know, when you have parents who are like that, you know, it could very much affect and spill over into that child's growth. And then you times that by how many years that this child is exposed to these things. Then you've got the mesosystem, right? You got the mesosystem and you got the exosystem. They're kind of going hand in hand. That's why the mesosystem has these arrows, because that mesosystem takes into consideration the parent's economic situation, mass media, extended family. You could have some, that's why I really, really advocate for you doing this thing called, and I don't have the book in front of me, the family credit report. If you do the family credit report and you find out things about your family and their holes, the HHOLES, the history, the habits, the outcomes of everyone's lifestyle, education, and experiences within the system that is your family. If you look at the different families, like your cousin's microsystem, your mother's microsystem, your father's microsystem, and all of your aunts and uncles and grandmother and grandfather and stuff like that, if you look at all those things, we blame things on mental health easily, when in fact, you could have an ignorant family tree. People talk about generational trauma. No, this is simply miseducation, ignorance, right? A lot of ignorance within culture. Why do I say that? Let me go back. Here we go. Let me go back on some things. Let me show you. There we go. Yes, that's the slide I want to focus on right there. Look, here we go. Society allows, let me pull it up real quick. I hope you all are benefiting from this. Society allows what culture cultivates and what culture cultivates and influences for families to teach and share what you will ultimately know and do. That's the funnel of how you get exposed to certain things. Society allows what culture cultivates and influences for families to teach and share what you will ultimately know and do. Now, you don't know this being a younger child, but this is, where did you get this information from? Who told you this? If you got an ignorant family, and ignorant simply means you just don't know in general. Like if you have an ignorant family who shows a degree of stupidity, having or showing a great lack of intelligence, then that makes you dumb because they're dumb. Dumb by definition simply means you're a stupid person. Stupid means you're having or showing a great degree of the lack of intelligence. Ignorance simply means you generally don't know. It doesn't mean you're worthless. It doesn't mean you don't have any future value, but at present, you just don't know. Alpha Hoss, you said this so well. I'm gonna look at the rest of your comments. Children are like cups, and what you pour into them is what you will get out of them. So if you pour into them hurt, harm, that's exactly what you'll get out of them. And suffice it to say, if you pour into them ignorance, you're gonna get ignorant back. Now, Felicia, are you saying I'm ignorant or it's ignorance? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Because you just said ignorant. You didn't put any context behind your statement. So I'm asking you questions before I just react. Because I am used to vitriol coming from the Black community, especially Black women, when I say factual things and present empirical evidence that they don't like, because suffice it to say, Black moms ruin sons. You know, and not all, but those who are educated know I'm talking about on the whole, by the majority. We become dumb adult Black males because our parents are ignorant. We're not taught things in the early childhood education space, the family and consumer sciences space. We are not taught emotional intelligence because we're not allowed to. Thank you, Felicia. I'm glad you cleared that up. We're not allowed to have our emotions. So how do you want us to be intelligent about the thing we're not allowed to have? You know, you teach us about one kind of love, but you don't teach us about the other six. And in fairness, when you don't know, we don't know. And when you don't have good relationships with others, you don't put us around, as Lev Vygotsky said, more knowledgeable others. I'm going to go back to this. Here we go. This is all early childhood education. There we go. This is Lev Vygotsky's theory right here. The zone of proximal development, right? On the outskirts, it's I can't do. I don't know how to do. On the inside, or that middle ring, I can do with help. The learning zone, you can learn with support. And then I can do now, the comfort zone, you can learn independently. But when you don't have relationships with other people who can help you and you're ignorant, then you're ignorant. You don't put us around smarter people. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, had to take care of that. All right, so here we go. When you don't build relationships with people who are smarter than you, when you don't set your ego aside and you're not honest with the fact that you don't know, you don't put us around others who are smarter than you, and we end up dumb just like you. But we can't tell you you're dumb because you're going to be mad, you're going to whoop us, you're going to punish us. And Black parents, in my experience, on the whole, are good at punishing their children for the child being ignorant and not listening when the parent is not any smarter than the child. You're just bigger and have more money and have a job and have career and stuff like that. But you're no more smarter than us. You've just been around long enough to still be dumb, and you don't have an excuse because you can actually read a lot better than us, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe the reason we can't read is because you can't read. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff gets blamed on mental health, and it really isn't mental health. A lot of this stuff is just ignorant parents who just don't want to learn stuff. You see what I'm saying? And they're putting their hurt and their struggle onto this child, and then this child has no one to go to, so then they go to the school and decide to be violent. Like, that's a thing. I'm not approving of the behavior that this 15-year-old girl did, but her parents could be stupid. Really stupid. Like, really, really stupid. You know, and that's why I said could be, because, you know, I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying. I mean, if you don't, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, so I think that a lot of things get blamed on mental health. You know, that's why I'm looking at the title of my other YouTube page, Avoiding Unnecessary Mistakes. If you could go over to that YouTube page and hit the like button, subscribe button, stuff like that. I look at the three biggest influences: Erik Erikson, Alfred Adler, and Jean Piaget. I'm an Adlerian educator. I love educating people regarding their basic mistakes. That's what Adler was all about. You know, if people are quick to go, especially psychologists and therapists and psychotherapists, there are a percentage of those who are quick to go to the DSM-345, is presently 5, and diagnose a person with a mental illness. It may not be a mental illness. They may have just been miseducated and misguided, right? miseducated and misguided. And that's why they're making the mistakes that they are making, because they have not been surrounded around a board of more knowledgeable others, people who could actually teach you and reverse that miseducation so you could be put on a path of actually knowing about a thing so that your worldview can change so that you can move forward on the right path. A lot of us, Jessica, you are 1,000% correct. And I got you, Ken. I'm going to read your comment in a minute and I'll answer yours, M. Gallagher. Always surround yourself with people you can learn from. It doesn't mean you're not smart. You just can't be the know-all of everything. It's important to learn and grow. But here's this, Jessica. If parents have a hard relationship or a hurtful relationship with learning, then they're not going to even want to put themselves around a more knowledgeable other, And that's one of the reasons why when I do some of my programs, I'm going to kind of go big screen here. This is one of the things that I like to use, these cards right here. Okay. These cards right here. And it says, this is an example of Lev Vygotsky and a more knowledgeable other, right? Levels of understanding, right? I don't get it yet. That's the biggest clue right there. Yet, it keeps the child curious. I can do this with some help. This is the zone of proximal development with some help, right? But it's not just any help. It's a help of a person who actually knows what they're doing. And a lot of parents don't know what they're doing in the space of trying to help their children. You think about it. If there's different levels to your child going to work school, which is what I call grammar school, secondary school, or, junior high, and then high school, there's different levels of teachers. Like your child's daycare math teacher isn't going to be your child's high school math teacher or senior grade high school teacher. They've had different levels throughout pre-K all the way through 12th grade, but they got the same special ignorant you for all 12 years, all 18 years. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're dumb and you're dumb for all 18 years, but your child has different levels of teachers. That's why a percentage of our children are at psychological discontinuity, not because they are dumb, because they're around a lot of ignorant others. Does that make sense? And the thing is, this ties into what Ken Ross said, straight facts. If you are unwilling to say, I don't know, you lose. And if you are unwilling to say, I don't know, you fail your children. And it's okay. This doesn't mean you are worth less, but you have to know your role and stay in your lane, as The Rock would say famously. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, know your role with your Rudy Poo candy ass. You got to know your role. Your role is, I brought this child into the world, but I don't know shit about child development. So let me take my ass to a community college and learn something so I can be more than what I am right now. Let me go sign up for a semesters-long parenting class. Let me join a parenting group. Let me join certain things because my child doesn't need my struggle. Does that make sense? A lot of things get blamed on mental health. This isn't mental health. Your child was just around a lot of stupid, hurtful people, and your child reacted to the stupidity and the hurt and the struggle that they didn't ask for. Your child doesn't have a mental health issue. They have a you issue. They have a parenting issue. They have a school issue. And when more of your schools that you put your kids come from the same community of dummies, then that's not making it better. That's making it worse. Does that make sense? Like, here you are in a community that doesn't value education. Your parents don't know. And then you send me to a school of more dumb others. What do I mean? They're subject matter experts. They know math, they know English, they know social studies, they know all these different things, but they don't know children. They don't even like children. Let's talk facts. Like, they're horrible parents at home, but they may appear to be great persons at school. But they don't like kids, but they got to make the money. They got to get this job. Does that make sense? That's what I'm saying, right? So here we go. I don't get it. I can do it with some help. I can do it by myself. But here's a fourth category that I love, and that's I can do it and explain it to others. And this is where Lev Vygotsky's theory goes further than just this zone of proximal development. I can do it with some help. I can do it by myself. But where do you have curriculum and teachers who help the children Not only do it by themselves, but explain it and teach it to others. That is where you're cultivating your child to be qualified as a parent. Does that make sense? Or as a teacher, because the best kind of teachers are those who don't just tell children what to do, but they actually teach them and involve them in the lesson. Benjamin Franklin is known, and I'm going to go back to this thing, and then I'm going to end it so I can go get something to eat. But Benjamin Franklin is known for saying, tell me I won't remember. Teach me I will remember. Involve me, I will learn. If your parent is a teller raiser, what does that mean? They're good at telling you what to do, but they don't teach you. They don't involve you. And what do? Put on the table, clothes on your back, a roof over your head, pot to piss in, and window to throw it out of. There's a lot of information that you didn't learn. And then you get into a situation, and then you got the school systems and everybody else saying you got a mental health problem when it's really not a mental health problem. It's an education issue. It's a miseducation issue. It's a misguidance issue. So I went into this whole lecture to kind of give you a little bit to see it's not mental health. These children are surrounded around some dumbasses, and they're trying to make sense of an abstract world in the stage of development that they are in. They're trying as best as they can to push through. They're trying to push through. And when they're surrounded with dummies who might have money, they might be rich. Oh my God, they might be rich, but they are dumb in the stage of understanding child development. And that relationship that needs to be created and connected between the child and the adult is broken. Children are going to do what they do. It could resort to violence. It could resort to a variety of things. And that's the conversation that's not often discussed. And that's why I have no problem discussing that on this page. You know, that's the conversation that's not, and that's why my views are the way that they are. You know, social media is good, you know, at blocking these types of conversations. I'm looking at the views now. 33.7 on X, 33 on Instructor Mike. Facebook is good and liberal. You know, all shit. Instructor Mike 0, Security Training Concepts 0. You know, my page 2. They're good at blocking information because they don't want your kids to know what they need to know. Social media loves it when it's an active shooting. Why? Because they get the views, they get the clicks. If you think that people are clout chasers, social media companies are clout chasers too. They will chase the tragedy of your child to make that platform relevant. They will. And good luck with the administration at the school and the school board when you present this. That's why I advocate being protective of where your children go to school. Teachers don't always do good by your kids. I 1,000% agree. Chicago public schools hate to see me coming. Because last time I got invited to a school, I got invited to a school and they thought I was going to talk about during career day. They thought I was going to talk about my career, having been a police officer and what I do right now. Guess what I told these kids that I do? Yeah, I teach parenting classes. That's right. I'm a certified parenting coach, trauma-informed therapeutic coach. You know, I teach anger management, emotional management, and I help your parents be better parents, right? If they want to learn. So here's this, kids. Ask me a question you really, really want to ask your parents, but you think you might get in trouble for it. Oh, the floodgates of questions open. And that's when these kids finally get real answers that make these kids feel heard. Oh, CPS hates to see me coming. They hate to see me coming because when I come in there, baby, I'm for the kids. I'm not thinking about you adults. There's a time I had to shut this teacher up. Like, stop. He's trying to talk. Give him a minute to answer the question. She wanted to talk over him and try to control the way ma'am, shut up. He's trying to talk. He's trying to answer the question. Let him speak. And do you know how that kid felt? Like, finally, some adult is advocating for me, giving me a voice. Y'all should really be in some of these schools to see how these teachers, especially Black educators, man, I'm telling you, they are, look, you will find that your biggest op may have been your mom, may have been your dad, may have been these teachers in some of these schools. But the teachers will gas the parents up against the kids, and they'll gas society up against, you know, whatever the case may, whatever entity trying to make it seem as though the teachers are unappreciated. Look, you shouldn't have gotten into this profession to be appreciated. You should have gotten into this profession because you really want to make a difference. If you want appreciation, go to Walmart and get a Hallmark card. If you want appreciation, that's what your husband is for. If you want appreciation, that's what your wife is for. That's what your family should be for. You trying to live vicariously through these kids at school, you're not there to be appreciated. You're there to do your job. You're there to make sure these kids learn. You're there to establish a relationship with them so they can learn, not so you could be appreciated. Don't get me wrong. When you do a great job, that comes with appreciation. But you looking for appreciation as the primary thing? Nah, baby, that's an unhealthy psychological need to be needed. You need to go see a therapist. You need to go see a therapist. That's who you need to go see, or somebody else to help you deal with that unresolved issue. See, I'm advocating for the children because if somebody advocates for them and enough people advocate for them, that's going to be what stops these school shootings. Not you putting more police in the school, not you sitting there. And don't get me wrong, we want that, but that's not going to work because these kids are going to always find a way to do what they really want to do. Did you just fucking tell me to relax? Yeah, I'm about to block your ass. Don't tell me to relax. Bye, bitch. Don't ever tell me on my platform to relax. I'm advocating for these kids. Don't ever tell me on my platform to relax. I'll block your goof ass. Don't let the Chicago in me come out. This motherfucker just got blocked. Tell me to relax. No, we don't relax. We don't relax. Not around here, not on this platform. As long as I got a platform and as long as I got a voice, I'm giving these parents and these teachers that work. Because I'm saying to you what the children really wish they could say to you, but they can't because you think you can whoop their ass. You ain't whooping nothing over here. Okay? Jessica, you said, don't get me wrong about Louisiana and their placement on a national scale education-wise. They're just collecting coin, and that's why the kids suffer. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you all start actually caring about these children enough to put them first and work on you. To me, there are no bad children. They are reacting to the environment that they are around. Okay? So, let me go ahead and let it land here. I said what I said. I said enough. We already know what they're about to say. Go on ahead. I'll put the link of the video in the description, or you can go on ahead and search NBC5. Continue to watch the rest of the video. I'm telling you, this school shooting stuff is not going to change until the adults do. In fact, there is a book. I urge you to go to Audible and go look up this book. What is it called? Give me 1 minute. When the Adults Change, Everything Changes by Paul Dix. I got a whole book library for the self-driven child. It's a whole bunch of books. But when the adults change, everything changes. This stuff is not going to change till the adults change. And it's too many high-strung adults that think they know and they're not paying attention to these kids. Some of these teachers are just there in the Black and Hispanic communities only for a paycheck, and they dole out abuse and recordings. And I record recordings of my son, old teacher. I get it, Alpha House. I get it. Man, I'm telling you, I had to advocate for my youngest too with one of their teachers. Man, I'm telling you, if you are not a smarter parent for your child, it's hard for you to advocate for your children. It's hard for you to advocate for your children if you're not the type of parent that you need to be. I'm just telling you. And these children do not deserve this struggle. All right, let me get up out of here. I will talk to you all later. Peace. Thank you all. Alpha Hoss, Jessica, as always, I appreciate you. You and your husband, you guys are amazing. Love y'all for real. Felicia, thank you very much. Ken Ross, nice to see you again. Jessica, Trash Man, thank you. M. Gallagher, thank you for your comment. Let's see. Kenneth Brown, appreciate you. Hey. Trash Man, again, appreciate you. I appreciate all you all. All right, sound off in the comments. What are your thoughts about this? And yeah, my language is what it is, but I get passionate when I talk about this stuff because there's struggles that children end up going through that they don't deserve and they don't need. So if you understand it, cool. If you don't understand it, I don't know what to tell you. Take care, y'all. Peace.
What's going on, you? This is Instructor Mike. You can follow me on Facebook at Mike Brown or Instructor Mike. Follow me on.
It could be you as a citizen, and you walked up and you see somebody. Look heavy? I don't know. Create special, that must be. But it's good to know that this can handle the high pressure rounds of the flooding.
Ready to go. Make eye contact with me. He's still trying to get it open a couple of times.
So, champ.